Hi everyone, this is Dango. In this video, we are going to talk about how to use and how to build AKA in Langrisser Mobile. The reason I'm making this video is because the special gear for AKA is coming to global server soon. So within 2 months, you will get the special gear for AKA, which is going to fix AKA's problem. Now, really in global server, only true love for AKA is using AKA right now. A lot of players isn't really using AKA because she has a problem. She cannot really initiate turn 1. So the wolf cannot be generated unless you kill something or unless your friendly unit is getting killed. So if your friendly unit is getting killed, then usually that's not suggesting a good thing for you. If you have to kill your opponent first, then why would you need to increase mobility to begin with? Everything about increasing mobility is that you can have a better position against your opponent, and you can, set up a strategy in PvE so that you can achieve something. You can clear a bunch of opponents within a turn. So you really want to initiate AKA before someone is killed in this game. So yeah, that used to be her problem. Now it is getting fixed. So by this special gear. Now with the special gear, at the end of AK's turn, you automatically generate a wolf. So if you are using the Blood of Shika move against skill on turn 1, you can basically use the generated wolf on turn 1. So after the act again, you can sacrifice the wolf to use the wild power so that all of the friendly units get increased mobility for 2 turns, and also they get increased by attack and intelligence by 30%. So this 30% is really a significant increase. It is increasing the kill potential for a lot of assassins. In Apex Arena this season, a lot of people stopped using Last Trail, stopped using Hihe because they have really hard time kill anything. So with the further increase 10%, this is going to make a significant difference. So you will see that in a second when I put up a clip from the Season 5 Apex Arena in the Chinese server. And also for a lot of AoE characters, this is also very significant. A lot of people in this AoE meta, they are building very tanky characters that you cannot kill with AoEs. So they build Bracer Lycolis with super high health point. Your Iris jump in, Lycolis has a few hundred health point left. Or your other unit jump in, sometimes you just miss that tiny bit, 500, 600 health points. This is just how this game is getting designed, so that you are not one-shotting your opponent. But with willpower, 30% increase attack is no joke. 30% increase in intelligence, no joke. If you use those willpower and then you jump in with Iris, you're going to increase his kill potential by a lot. Lyco is 100% dead now, even using Bracer. So yeah, that's a very important skill if you are using AoE strategy as well, especially for the AoE rush strategy. So we are going to then talk about how to build AK in a bit. So if you are using a single target rush, meaning you are trying to trade with your opponent, you're going to snipe your tank, you're going to kill the rest of the team, then I would recommend you to go with the cavalry AK. This is just because cavalry AK has better threatening range, so you can maintain your advantage after you trade with your opponent. After you kill your opponent's tank or you snipe your opponent's healer, the game isn't over. You have to maintain your advantage by having a strong unit like a cavalry AK so that you can keep your advantage. So in that case, a cavalry AK would use special gear, Arcana Battlegraph, Theory of Terror, and also the Platinum Star to really increase her stats, so she has very great kill potential. The troop usually you would use in that case is going to be Born Dino. Born Dino is easily the most offensive troop in this game now, and but if you are fighting against Lancers, you can also do Spider Demon so that you still have the mobility and you also have very great kill potential because they are dealing magical damage basically. So yeah, that's very great for AK in the single target rush box. If you are rushing with AoE on the other hand, I would recommend you to go Mage AK if you have extra copy of Tenuous headgear to give her. So AKA can increase like attack intelligence by 30%. There is nothing AKA can do to increase damage deal, which is going to be, sometimes it's still not ideal. With increased attack, that's great. But if you also have some increase in damage, then you will generate a true beast team, right? So in that case, if you have Tenuous headgear triggers like random buff, but damage dealt by 20% for 2 turns, that's awesome. So yeah, if you have like Tenuous headgear triggering like breeze on your opponent, this breeze is going to be +3 for 2 turns. So that's going to be a little bit stronger than the mobility that AK provided. So that's also great. I mean, it's not really matter a lot, because I'm sure when you are using AK, you plan everything out. So yeah, those kind of randomness doesn't matter too much. But also, I mean, more mobility is like more threatening range is never hurts. So that's pretty good. If you are using Mage AK, you are still going to use her special gear. Armor doesn't really matter. You have, if you have Tenuous rope, you can use Tenuous rope. You want to be assassin proof, you can also use the dark death rope, so that you get some decrease in the crit chance. And also for the accessory, then you can use the star earring in that case. And of course, the headgear is going to be Tenuous headgear. So this is when you rush with AoE, you can try the Mage AK. But I don't recommend you to use Mage AK if you don't have Tenuous headgear. So I have to be clear on that. Basically, you run Mage AK in that case only because of Tenuous headgear. If you don't have it, you still use the heavy AK if you are playing the AoE rush. So this is clear. And if you are running Mage AK, you can use Wizard to do some more damage as single target. You can still use Spider Demon. You can also use Stone Colossus so that she can be a little bit more tanky against assassins. So those are her troop selections with the Mage class. So overall, I like Cavalry AK a little bit more. But if you try to rush with AoE and you have extra copy of Tenuous headgear, you can also use the Mage AK. So the skill selection is also a little bit different. If you are using the single target rush, I would rather recommend you to give up her supportive skill a little bit. So just use Blood of Shika and also Willpower, and also use one of these attack skill. Depends on who you are trying to kill after you trade your tank with your opponent. So yeah, these two pick one to use. But if you are using Mage AK on the other hand, which means you are probably going for AoE rush or a combination of Assassin and AoE rush, I would rather recommend you to use the Bestow Outbreak. So this is a great skill. This is a teleport plus act again, very great. So yeah, this is about how to use and how to build AK. I'm going to show a clip from the Season 5 of the playoff in the Chinese server, so you can have a better idea of how AK used in real action. So now let's see how AK works in action. So this clip is from the playoff of the Chinese Apex Arena Season 5. So we can see second player is getting some assassin and also some AoEs from the P2 side. And the first player is using a lot of like assassin as well, like Zoraida, and also like some single target unit. So this Hihei that from second player is using a boot. In this case, Alastriel and Zoraida is getting both outranged by that Hihei with the help of AKA. Yeah, this Zoraida, Alastriel, they all needs to move back or they are dead. Yeah, so so Hihei with the boot and also AKA can travel 6 plus 7 plus 2 threatening range, so that's 15 spot of threatening range. Yeah, all of them has to move back, otherwise they are just getting killed. And also a lot of like people when they are using boot on Hihei, it really decreases his kill potential. So this player see that Hihei is using a boot, so he didn't move his Sheltia back. He was trying to let his Sheltia tank the Hihei, But with the help of AK, 30% increase in attack. This is, as I said, is a very significant increase in attack. And this player 1 probably didn't do testing. He think his Sheltia usually can tank, a boot Hihe, but this time he's wrong because of AK there. Okay, so Zareda get infection buff for Sheltia. That looks pretty. Sheltia, you can build her pretty tanky, so she is like assassin proof. So, okay, so AK, as we discussed earlier, she just basically setting up everyone turn 1, and this is a mage AK, so she's trying to generate this random buff for his her opponents. I mean for her friendly units. Yeah, so here she generated breeze on the albedo, which doesn't really matter that much, but still that's one extra mobility, right? Albedo can now move up even further, so she can still protect Rian and Rini when they jump in. It's still pretty good. Yeah, so second player didn't move Hihe here. There's still 2 targets in range for Hihe. So Odious, yeah, Odious is a complex character. I think he's really overrated. A lot of players in global server loves him. I think he kinda, I mean, he's not really great. He's a specialized character that can counter certain blocks. But as you can see from this match, this Odious is just basically not doing anything useful. Yeah, really, like nothing useful. So yeah, so his confidence makes sense without AK's help. Probably 20% attack increase Hihe will not be able to kill that Sheltia. But with AK's increase in attack, it makes a boot Hihe resumed some kill potential. Yeah, so this is why people started to use all the assassins again. But it's given that they have to really make AK like a core unit, so pick AK early. Yeah, like if I'm fighting with this guy and I know his Hihe is likely using a bot, if I ban this AK, then the kill potential of the Hihe is basically gone. So yeah, this is just how this one works. And also, of course, with the increased mobility and also the increased attack, for like this Rian, although it's a heavily defense build Rian with Bracer, you can see this Rian still dealt a pretty good decent amount of damage to his opponent. So yeah, I mean every damage matters in this case, so that's pretty solid. So this is how this AK works in real action. Second player was the Demon Prince from the Chinese server, and he was the 3 champion in the Chinese server. Yeah, season 1, season 2, and season 4. So yeah, very strong player, and showing off how he used AKA here. So if you want to look more of the Apex Arena match in season 5, you can go to my YouTube channel. I have a playlist for that. But right now, this is going to be the end of the showcase for AKA. Okay, so this is how to use and how to build and how to use AKA in Langrisser Mobile after we will have her special gear available. So if you have more questions, leave a comments below. I will try my best to answer your questions. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks.